What is happening, everybody? It's your boy Jimmy James 59. Let me bring that mic a little bit closer, seductively closer. Today I have another video where I just want to talk about the new civs. And as you know, right, I did a video on the Gulam last time, and I've talked about the Gurjaras a little bit on this channel, but to be honest with you, I wanted to look back at them again. I did a video on the Gurjaras a while back that had to do with their performance in Empire Wars. So I want to consider them more in random maps, and a lot of people think Gurjaras are the most overpowered civ in the game. I talked about it a little bit also in a build order I did, and so I want to talk about that. I want to kind of come back and revisit that and see what I think. Before I just jump into things, I do want to say to y'all, we hit 400 subscribers on the channel, so that is awesome. And hey, shout out to y'all. And you know what? Let's see how fast we can make it to 500, right? I'm the kind of guy, I like that mantra, celebrate rarely, grind daily. So we're right here on that grind. So definitely like the video, subscribe to the video, of course, do so sincerely, I would say. Doesn't cost you any money, so why not get after it? Anyways. So this is a match on Mega Random. As you can see, right, this is a game played at the 1400 ELO level. And when I saw this map and I was up against Gurjaras and I saw all of these sheep on this map. I mean, we've eaten a lot of sheep and we still got a ton left. I said, oh man. I mean, look, you see the 10 sheep are already going to get booked in here, right? There's 2 sheep just chilling down there. So here's the thing, right? You can see Gurjaras start with these berry bushes, right? So if you don't know about Gurjaras, right, you can garrison sheep in the mill. It produces a trickle of food. And to satisfy your appetite, right, while you're doing that, so you don't have to just idle your TC early, you start off with 2 berry bushes, and it looks like our opponent has done that and is now, right, going to go get after it there. So already, this is a map that really favors Gurjaras. So the question is, when you're going to open against Gurjaras, what do you want to open with? Now, oftentimes with Mongols, you probably want to go scouts, right? As you can see, we got 4 on wood here, and I'm pushing in deer to try to make usage of my economic bonus. And the problem with scouts, if we can find this guy right here, the camel scout. Now, he's not that fearsome in the Dark Age, but once he hits the Feudal Age, he's not only going to get a little bit extra attack, but he's going to get a bonus against cavalry. And so scouts are not going to be very effective, and you can just go camels. Oftentimes with Gurjaras, I do think, even though you can open with camel scouts fairly early, I do think that is a bit rarer. But the thing that I'm worried about here is, let's say he even opens regular scouts. As long as he has that camel scout alive, I know he's always going to have a big advantage, and he's going to have the food to make a lot of scouts, and my economic bonus is really going to taper off, and his is just going to stay on top of things. So, not the best situation. As you can see, he's going out to take this mill, and it looks like, okay, he's going to deposit 2 sheep, so that's interesting. So, he's got 12 sheep, so this is a really favorable matchup for our opponent here. And now we're going to go out, try and scout him a little bit, right? We'll put our tracker on here, see these deer hanging out, and we're just going around looking, seeing what is up. So how do we want to open? Well, in this matchup, my thought process here is I want to open something like 20 pop archers. That's the basic plan. I want to get fast archers, because the way that I kind of look at it is that you could open men-at-arms, right, and get that good aggression going, and there's nothing at all wrong with that. But if he is going to be up quickly, or if he goes straight archers himself, and Gurjaras can actually do, I've seen a video, I think Hera did it, shout out to him, of Gurjaras doing a 19 pop archer rush. I feel that actually the safer bet is to just open archers myself and try to build up archer numbers. And so that's what we're going to go do here, right, in this. You can see our opponent's got a little bit of idle time. This is one of the things with Mega Random that I actually think it's really tricky. is that because your build winds up being kind of weird, it's kind of hard to know exactly how to play things out, right? So we can see he's got the barracks up here. Just trying to get a little bit of damage on him right there. He's just taking some deer far from the town center, and well, okay. We're just gonna run away from there. You can see we're actually kind of playing this the same way. I have 4 villagers going out as well to take these deer. And so we're both kind of playing this in a pretty similar manner. We do have a bit more of an efficient build, I would say, though. With not that much idle TC time, though. You know, it took us a little while to queue up a vill. Why? Oh, we're housed. Oh, yeah. Let that be a lesson to you, not to get housed, right? I've never said that my builds are perfect, folks. Maybe this... Anyways, right? Not a perfect build here, right? But we're going to open up archers, right? That's the plan. So we have a range up here. And we're getting walls up on the base. And take a look, right? Watch how fast this scout goes down. I mean, we look away for like a minute. Scout is gone, man. And this guy's lost like no HP. So we can't open scouts, and right now we're just gonna try and get walled up. All right, so you can see we got the walls coming down, and this is a pretty decent map to wall up too, I gotta say. I don't know if this is open up here. I'm not sure. It might be, actually. I'm not sure I get that walled in. And now he's coming out to investigate, and he's opening scouts, which does make sense. It's a good opening with Gurjaras, right? And we knew that he was opening scouts as well. So that's one of the reasons we have an impetus to get walled up here. We don't want scouts in our base or anything like that. That's why we have the spear coming. Again, we're just playing this very, very, very defensively. No big deal. And we're going to get this thing walled up, and we're going to get archers out in the field, right? All right, so now we're going to get this blacksmith down. No worries here. A bit of a sloppy opening economically, but we've got, because of the getting housed, but we're really getting on it now. And so we're going to send an archer here, make sure that we have archers making sure that nothing bad is happening there. And we're just massing archers at home. The archer opening I like because our opponent can make a range, and that's fine. But what we're just going to do here, right, if we have a good mass of archers and then we want to add scouts, one thing, if we take a look at the camel scout here, right, there's no pierce armor. So if we have something like scouts and archers, I feel a lot more comfortable about that, because even a small group of archers can do quite a bit of damage to the camel scout. So we're in a much better position to actually take that fight. And so we're going to go one range here and just preserve that. What we're going to try and do is that if he has a range up preemptively, and so far we're not seeing one. If he does make a range preemptively, then we can make scouts and just counter it. Easy day. Right? We'll feel pretty good about ourselves here. But it looks like our opponent, what they want to do is they want to play things a bit more defensively, not even go with the range. Right? They're going to get their walls up and dedicate some resources to doing that now, and that's definitely our opponent's prerogative here. And we're trying to go ahead and we're just trying to put pressure. All right, we're just trying to get a little bit of pressure. Put some pressure on the walls here. All right, we're just trying to keep ourselves safe at home. Okay, so we talked about the feudal opening a bit here, right? Feudal opening, I think archers is, I think men-at-arms into archers isn't bad, but you do run the risk of getting your men-at-arms countered by a very fast archer defense from the Gurjaras. So opening your own archers might be the safest play here, but you do lose a little bit of tempo. Now, we know we're not going to end this game in Castle Age, so we're not even going to try. Look, we're going all in here, because the thought process I have with Gurjaras, and one of the ways that I think that they're just really overpowered right now, is that by the time you get to the mid game, it feels like they have a lot of answers, right? They have a really good answer for archers and crossbows, and take a look at that wood right here. Okay, it's fine now. They have really good answers for archers in their Shavamsha riders, and they have a really good answer against knights in their camels that do extra bonus damage. And so it just becomes a civilization that feels really, really hard to deal with in the mid game. They can always go crossbows with thumb ring if you try to switch into infantry. So it's just a very tough civ, and they're getting lots of resources. So from a strategic perspective, right, going into Castle Age, and we basically sold our soul to get there, to go all in. We don't want to play a long, drawn-out game against Gurjaras. I think that their tech tree is just too darn strong for that. So we're going all in. And so how are we going to follow this up? Well, we're going to put down staples, right? And in Castle Age, I think that the best way to probably play against Gurjaras is while you're building archer numbers and you're having a good batch of archers, then to go knights. And here's the rationale, right? If your opponent wants to go camels, then you have a healthy batch of archers to deal with camels, right? And so if you have knight crossbow, the camels can't, take out the knights. Now, what about the Shravamsha riders? Well, there's two things about Shravamsha riders I think that are important. One is that they'll get easily countered by the knights, and that's a good thing. The other thing, though, is that I don't think Shravamsha riders as a Castle Age opening are all that strong, actually. I think that it's not that they're weak, but it's just that the thing you always have to remember about the Shravamsha rider is that once its air projectile absorption bar goes down to 0, it's basically just a light cavalry. I mean, it has less HP and even less base pierce armor, right? So that's right. It's not actually the Shravamsha rider is situationally a good unit against archers, but if you have a decent batch and you have your upgrades, you can actually do fairly well. And look at us here, right? He's gonna go. Look what we find on the docket, right? Not bad. We find the overchop, right? We were scouting around, seeing what's going on. As we have Shravamsha riders. Okay, so looks, yeah, we're gonna see some Shravamsha rider action. And here we are, causing some havoc, making a scene. We have Bodkinero coming in, sacrificing these units, and look, all right. So see, the Shravamsha rider has only one base pierce armor, and we've got 2 knights here, right? So we're gonna chill. Now let's see how these Shravamsha riders are. They're missing the last armor, right? But take a look, right? We actually micro these guys down pretty effectively. Once the little meter goes down, they're not as effective as a unit. Now, I do think the Shravamsha rider is a really, really good unit, but I don't think it's as overpowered as some people think. I think you just need a really big batch of them, right? And because he would have done our archers pretty well, but he lost a lot of resources. Okay, so here we go. We have the knights coming in, right? Gurjara camels, very fearsome. But then what do we bring in, right? This is what I wanted to illustrate. We have the archers here, the crossbows. Right, the crossbows are here. And he does have 2 town centers up, which is impressive. And now we have the knights coming in, right? We're streaming them in, right? And look, these camels do so much damage. But, look, like, we have numbers here. Though, whew. Man, they do so much damage. It really is tough. All right, so here we are in the back of the base, right? And we're about to get +2 armor as well. Again, we want to be able to raid under these TCs. This is a really clustered, really closed-in base, and we want to raid, right? That's the point. And I think our opponent, right? He actually didn't see the armor. But I think he knows that it's getting pretty tricky for him. And, let's go ahead and take a look at the statistics and see, just, right? We obviously have the military. But, yeah, take a look at the economy, right? We're up by a lot of resources. And you can really see, right, this, this really tends to start to get out of hand, I think, kind of at this point, right? that's when we're starting to get out of hand here. So, you know, I think that this is, again, I think if you're looking for a way to deal with Gurjara, this is one thing you might think about. If you can do a double gold comp in Castle Age and just play all out, that might be the best way to do it. In terms of my strategy, to be a little critical of it, I do think it was right to go in and take a chance here and do a lot of eco damage. But I will say, I do think you might run, if you don't have enough archer numbers and you get the archers cleaned up, now you really have to regroup, try and make more archers, you know, maybe go 2 ranges, something like that. But that gold might eat into your knight production a bit, so it can get pretty tricky. That being said, I think we did a decent enough job here to go ahead and pick up the win. And so that is really how I see in Castle Age. You know, you can do double gold comps. That's kind of I don't say a vanilla strategy because some civilizations do it better than others. But I do think Mongols are not a civilization that especially has any bonuses for it. I think some strong civilizations would maybe be like Portuguese, I think, are really good for a double gold comp. I think that Huns have an extremely good double gold comp because of the faster working stables. And so anyways, you could probably think of different civs that you could do that with. Humans maybe because of the cheaper stables and ranges. That could be good. But regardless, right, I think that's a strategy for Castle Age. And of course, if this game went late, Gurjaras just have all the tools. You know, I think that's one of the things that makes them tough is that really when you get into entrenched into the mid game and into late game, Gurjaras just become so hard to deal with. So anyways, that is today's video, right? I hope you really enjoyed it. Definitely, if you like this video, definitely please give it a like. And I'm curious in the comments, right? Do you all think that Gurjaras are overpowered? Do you think they're kind of just right? We have the August balance patch coming soon. I know there's a lot of, we've seen the August update. I'm not sure if Gurjaras are really getting that substantial of a nerf. So I'd just be interested in what are your thoughts about the Gurjaras just generally as we're in the game right now and in the immediate future. That being said, I'm Jimmy James 59, and I'll see you guys out there on the ladder. Peace.